Hi there, I'm Erin McGuire, and today's episode is all about toxic relationships. Sounds fun, right? But a lot of people that come to me are dealing with some sort of toxic relationship. They're allowing it to happen, and that's the number one thing we want to look at here. And it's hard to look at because we want to point the finger and say it's that person's fault. And their behavior is their fault, right? But we have to take some responsibility in what we're allowing to happen in our lives, what we're willing to tolerate, okay? Because tolerating that bad behavior over and over and over again, and look, I get it. It's so much easier when it's, say, a friend. I mean, it's not easy, but it's very challenging when it's a family member, especially a child, or a mother or a father or a grandparent, somebody that you are really close to. That's when it gets really challenging. And I actually just got off of messaging with a client about this. Her son is actually being extremely toxic, abusive to her and her mother, and terrible behavior. He lives with her and her mother at this time. And so she was saying to me, I feel so guilty, like kicking him out of the house. He's a grown man, by the way, or, I think he's in his 20s. I'm not sure his age, but he's old enough to know better and to do better. And he's old enough to be, let go of from the home, right? So she's feeling all this guilt, that she would have to kick him out and what's going to happen to him. And what I told her is, this isn't easy to do, and it's so much easier to say, but I'm somebody that's lived through this. Coming from having a toxic relationship with my own mom and her behavior being toxic on a, daily, weekly basis my whole life, and then setting my boundaries with her, sharing what I needed from her, and having her not listen to those boundaries, and then basically leaving the relationship and abandoning me as an adult, So I can relate to this. This isn't just something I'm sitting here talking to you about. This is something I've lived in my own life, and I will say it's the hardest fucking thing to let go of some of those primary relationships. But as I told this woman, whether somebody is family or not, just because somebody's family doesn't mean they get to treat me like shit, right? So I really want you to just sit with that for a moment. If you are somebody that is dealing with a toxic loved one, it's one thing to set boundaries with our boss, our coworkers, our friends, but again, when it comes to those primary relationships, having her own child be this way, and then she was saying that she's, just so blaming herself, because she's tried everything and nothing has worked, and on and on. And I said, she's his mom, so she's got like this total maternal bond. And of course you don't want to see your child suffer, but again, just because they're family doesn't mean they get to treat you terribly, okay? I know that's hard to hear. I know that there's some hard conversations that are going to have to come of this. I know that there's some behaviors and some things you're going to have to do that you don't want to, but you're paying a price, right? You're paying a price by keeping the toxicity in your life. And the price is on you, It's draining your energy. It's maybe draining you financially, maybe affecting your career, maybe, affecting your health, most likely affecting your health. So you're paying the price of keeping the toxicity in your life, and also just the way you probably are beating yourself up every day about this relationship. So I really want you to sit with, is it time to make that decision? Because as I told her, anybody would have done the same thing that she did. Anybody would have tried everything they could for their child. And, you know, even though the behavior didn't change, they'd keep trying because it's your kid. Like, I get it. But once you know you've had enough, once you know the behavior is toxic and there's nothing more you can do, then we need to move forward, right? We need to move forward, or we're tolerating bad behavior and at the same time enabling that person to continue to treat us this way. So you got to make some big moves. Now this goes for people that, you know, have addictive children or addictive family members. Maybe they're stealing from you. Maybe they're, you know, doing all these terrible things. And it's hard, you know. I've watched a lot of intervention, and I've also dealt with addictive people in my life. And, you know, a lot of parents of addictive children say, I don't want to think about my kid out on the street, you know, but it's like, at the same time, you're watching this person just deteriorate. Not the addict, the family member, deteriorate. And it's like all they think about. And so then it becomes this codependent relationship. So you've really got to think about what you're allowing and, you know, what is good for you, because it's not healthy for you to continue this. Okay, so that's just my little talk today on toxic people and how to shift that in your life. You know, make that decision that you're done. And I'm here to tell you that it's okay. Like, sometimes we just need somebody to give us permission to just say, it's okay to let this go. It's okay to kick the kid out of the house, you know, the grown kid out of the house. It's okay to stop speaking to your mom for a while, or maybe an extended period of time. It's okay to tell your dad that, you know, his behavior isn't acceptable in your life anymore, even if it's been going on for 20-something years or more. It's okay to have these conversations, and by not doing them, you're hurting yourself. By allowing toxic behavior, you are not loving yourself. On some level, especially with loved ones, we believe we deserve it. Well, I've got to put up with it. It's just the way it is. It is what it is. You know, these things we tell ourselves to just let the same situations happen over and over again. It's okay. It's okay to let family members go. It is. It's not the normal thing to do, but maybe it's not the normal thing to have toxic people. Maybe people that are living normal lives, which, by the way, what is normal, nobody knows anymore anyway, but maybe what is acceptable is, you know, positive behavior. And the toxic behavior is not acceptable, no matter who is doing that to you. I don't care if it's your mom, your dad, your kid. Toxic behavior is not okay. And if you set boundaries and the person cannot respect those boundaries, then a bigger action must be taken in order for you to protect yourself, in order for you to take care of yourself, and in order for you to experience a deeper level of self-love, because it is not loving to you to keep allowing this behavior. So leave us a comment below and let us know, hey, I just aired out, you know, that I'm right there with you. I have experienced this in my life, and it's not easy, and I commend anybody that's going through this. But it's time to take your power back. Stop making excuses for the person. Stop allowing the toxic behavior. Take your power back. It's gonna be super scary to make these big decisions, to do these big things, to have these conversations, but you're worth it. Your energy is worth it. The world needs you with your cup full, not you draining your energy day after day after day dealing with this. Because you're not just dealing with it on a physical level, are you? You're thinking about it all the time. Your energy is being drained. Mental energy, emotional energy, all of that. You might as well just, it's like never plugging your cell phone in. It's dead. Okay, the phone is dead. It's not getting recharged until you plug it back into the wall. So every day you're starting with like a half a battery, and you're you're killing your battery every single day that you put up with this toxic behavior. Not to mention, resentment starts to build, doesn't it? We start to resent ourselves for not saying no. We start to resent that person, and resentment is literally a killer. In energy medicine, resentment can lead to cancer. Okay, I'm not saying it's the only way that it leads to cancer, but yeah, in energy medicine, resentment is cancer. So let's stop, okay? Stop right now. Just stop. Stop the toxic behavior and just repeat with me, I am worth standing up for myself. I am worth positive, healthy relationships. And I no longer accept toxic behavior, even if it's by my own flesh and blood, even if it's by my own family. Really let that one sit. I no longer allow toxic behavior. I am taking my power back. It's safe to stand up for myself. It's safe to take my power back. And then believe it. We're going to link a video below on forgiveness, because what goes along with toxic relationships is forgiving yourself and forgiving the other person. Okay, so this was a big topic. It was maybe slightly heavy. But again, it doesn't matter who the person is. Toxic behavior does not have a place in your life. Okay? So give the bell a like if you liked this video. Please subscribe to my channel to always get, we put out a weekly video on Tuesdays, to always get the latest video for inspiration, for tools and techniques to help you live a better life. And I hope to see you again really soon. Leave a comment below too if you're somebody that's going through a toxic relationship right now, and who that person is, and what step. I'm more interested in the comment you leave about what you did to take your power back from that situation. Okay? Thank you again, and I hope to see you really soon.